What's up, everybody? It's KyFy. I'm glad you could be here. If you are new, welcome. This is the KyFy theory, and I'm gonna switch it up a little bit today, but I want to get straight into the messages. Basically, I'm gonna be splitting the reading into two parts. You'll see it next at the end of the reading, or in the description at the same time. But I wanted to split it up because I wanted to see. Well, I was kind of guided to, but bear with me with that. So the first part of the reading is where I talk about the messages, and what came up was actually surprising, so I'm gonna get right to it. Titles are to be defended. Titles. So instead of titles, you can understand it as your vision is to be defended. Now, basically, whatever that you want in your dream, your vision, whatever that you're trying to claim is a hat that you have to put on your head. Now, when that title is given to you, you understand you have reigning champs, you have this, you have that, you have contenders that want to be in your place, the place that you ordained for you to be. So basically, it comes with the territory. Whatever greatness you want to achieve, the opposite is after you to stop it in the first place. Because of where we are naturally, we are here to create space. There's a negative, and then there's the positive that you put into place, creating a whole new zone, right? So that's what you're here to do. You have to be the one to create that zone. And that zone is literally the heart space. Whatever is in that space, you hold dear, or has a hold on you. So yeah, the principal enemies want your time. So you understand that you've been hearing these words called principalities. The principalities of this world want your title. Why? Because you have to, every principality controls a chakra. There are different types, but you're trying to claim it from them. They hold it against you all the time with the things that they bring in, like into your presence, the things that they can physically, mainly, mentally. We program ourselves to kind of be weary in the sense of what bothers us all the time. So that's something that pushes us to do the thing which is only being safe, and that doesn't entail any evolution. So moving on from there, the dream not lived is lived out by the enemy within. So the dream not lived is siphoned the energy from it, right? The time is the ultimate currency. That's my thing. That time is siphoned out by the enemy within. So we are the universe. We are everything that you can think of. The negatives and the positives all reside within us, and we have to own our own property in a sense, right? So when you do that, you claim what the enemy was siphoning off of you, like a well in the first place. They would go to it, get what they need, leave. Go to it, get what they need, leave. If this is sounding familiar, then this message is for you. I don't talk about that non-resonating thing because I'm doing things in order. Your testimony is a dark checkpoint. Now, there are no such things as endings until you finish your life. That's the only end offered to you. So as long as you breathe, there is something happening in your story. There's a story at play, the story that God wrote. Right? So checkpoints. We always say thank God, or whoever you serve, the universe, or if it's nothing at all, the coincidence that I was brought out of that negative situation. So that's a checkpoint. That's a cycle completed. And that's also a staple, not a staple, but like not a plaque. I forgot that word. Oh man. A milestone, right? That was a milestone that you can always look to and always generate that confidence from. So these checkpoints are very necessary. So it also brings up the fact that there is always something else that is going to be challenging you. Why? Because you came here to be challenged. You are God. And the only way God could experience anything is through us. So God lives vicariously through us to learn who He is, it is, or whatever, and to only grow more in the beauty of itself. So we are playing a game, a big game It's a big game. The way it was shown to me is a big game, because not that the negativity is something to be played with. There wouldn't be any negativity if we didn't have a place to live. So this realm offered us opportunities to grow through this negativity. It's a little different, but yeah. Attraction is not necessity. Let me say it again. Attraction is not necessity, right? So the things that you want, that you are trying to attract to you, is not something that you truly need. That's it right there. You can let that sit there, because if you are attracting that high value man, that high value woman, whatever, right? If you are attracting that person into your life and you focused in on somebody, what happens if that person is not healed enough for your next part of your journey? You will be forcing yourself into a cycle behind that checkpoint. And it's almost like you can't go back, like Mario when you playing that side scroller game. You can't go back only a certain amount, and they're gonna bring you back to that point, and you're gonna realize it, and you say, okay, this person is on a different path than me. I have to keep moving forward in order for my story to continue. The story goes along in the right direction, right? So this is a double message. Is it beautiful to be seen? Is it beautiful to be heard? Y'all know how it feels. Oh, when somebody finally recognizes what you've been trying to talk about the whole time, when they get it, that release. Oh man, you get me, you hear me, you see me. Now imagine, do you see yourself? Now, I always talk about yourself. There's consciousness within the mental realm, and then there's selfness, or shadow, our shadow, within the spiritual realm, right? That's who you are, your identity, the id, right? Do you see who you are? Now, your I, the person that can say, I like apples, or whatever you want to say, right? That I, that conscious I, only comes from the mental space. When you say we, when you talk about what's in you, because you are the universe, right? It's more like a we, me, you, and spirit, and this, and this, and this, and this. The chakras, the this, the dimension, the spaces, all of it is within you. So that's why it's more of a we. I is doing its own thing, right? So if you are not, if I am not catering to me, my shadow, my spirit, I will not get the things that I need in my own vision, because the spirit powers the whole system in the first place. So if you find yourself not having that much energy to do whatever you're trying to do, maybe look in a different direction and see what you have the energy for, because your spirit will tell you, all of a sudden I don't need the 8 hours of sleep that you thought you needed to catch up on. No, that I lied to you. I wanted to do this thing. I just needed you to be up right now to see it. That's it. Your spirit knows how to manipulate you into doing the things that you need to do for yourself. It's really, that's why I said it's a game. It's really, it's eternal. I believe, we keep coming back down here to be greater as a soul, as our piece that we are of God. We just keep coming down here to be greater. So yeah. Now this is a message to the world, right? Desensitized, wow, I can't even say it. Desensitized by murder and destruction, their harvest is plenty no more. That was literally the bar, right? Desensitized by murder and destruction, the harvest is plenty no more. That was the last message, and I just had to look at it because I was like, oh, I understood it. The things that people do to you to take your energy, you're becoming desensitized to, is not having the same effect. So that means that their harvest is lacking, and whoever that they had to pay, they have to pay the piper, right? Those negative principalities, demons, whatever you want to call it, that they teamed up with against you, they got to pay them. Now they ain't got no money. They ain't got no bread. Because why? You're desensitized to it. But you're also learning how to control your energy. It is not so much being desensitized. It's almost like, I know how this is going to operate. I've been through this before. This is a movie that I've seen 17 times. It's not even my favorite movie. Why am I watching this again? Where I want my money back, right? That's really your time, but you can't get that back. You can only move forward, but what you want to do, get up out the theater and move. This is the theater at this point. The person has played you, put you in a role, and in the stands at the same time. Like, how you do that? But yeah, the next part is me talking about who, what, when, where, and why this is all happening, right? Those are basically the aspects that you can focus on. This part of the reading is emanation. It's the first part of the reading, right? But the second part is when I do the cards. Well, the rest of the cards, okay. But yeah, in regards to who, it says it's time to take action. And the carrier cards with it were, the archetype cards were the king and the seed. So if an energy of a king is being planted within your soul, it has to take time to germinate, to root, and then present itself to the world. And then also at that time, it needs to be protected. So this is something that is given to you. It is not you. It is given to I, right? That thing that you call I, what you think is me. No, that's I. That's your ego. That's the one that wants it all, right? When you talk about spirit, the one that nurtures it all, right? Everything nurtures you. Everything that the system of your whole mind is. It's a process that you kind of have to obey, but it's all natural. When you go towards the natural things, you'll know when it's time to take action. So let's get this real quick. New moon in Aries. Do your best and be happy with that. Avoid being brash right now. You need a 12-month plan. A new male is coming into your life. Now, for the guys out here, no homo, right? It ain't even like that. Think about it this way. A male within your spiritual, within your mind sphere, right? The male, the masculine energy is the one that forms things out. That's what it does. It's a calculator. That's the male. You're presented with a certain amount of things that you want to do. Now the male in your mind is going to try to figure out a plan how to get it done. It is not the one that goes through the thing. You as the persona, right? Operating with the body and the soul at the same time, right? You do that. Your mind should be at rest because it has a plan already. So a new plan is being offered to you, almost like a epiphany of an idea. So if you've been getting epiphanies in your soul, it requires you to go to a dark place. Now what does that mean? Dark is a hue of light and dark. It's light and dark, right? It's like a tunnel. On one side is dark, on the other side is light. It's the same tunnel though, right? And this is where we get confused, because dark is a place where negative, positive things can lie. The light is a place where negative and positive things can lie. There's another thing that we keep missing, right? There's negatives and positives in both light and dark. The negative energy is the potential energy. Wow. And that's crazy, because my new thing just, okay, I get it. Wow. The coincidences and the potential for that to happen at the time, yeah, it's time to take action. So that's who. What? In regards to what? It's believe in the impossible. This is the what? The thing, right? When I saw this, I saw Thanos, right? But it says Thanatos. I'm not going to look that up right now, but I'm going to get past it. But the reason I saw this web in Thanos' web, crazy how it came up. The infinity stones. The impossible things that are offered to you, given to you in your hand, and you can take action with it. You are about to be given the infinity stones. Imagine what you can do with that in a positive light. And the next card that came up, the archetype card, was the village. So the village comes in many forms. As above it's your ancestors, right? As below are the people that you can't get rid of. They are going to be there in your whole life. They, like, not the negative part, your friends, your actual friends. Your friends compile your village. It's not only your family. Friendship is the highest vibrational sense of partnership. Friendship is the highest on the tree of life. So when we think of marriage, no. Friendship, relationship is within only the spirit. And connections are also in the spirit too. But when it comes up to friendship, that's within the soul. That's my friend. That person is going to defend me. Defend my respect me as much as I need to be respecting myself. That's that person. But yeah, that's what. So believe in the impossible, blue moon. Miss this chance and it might not come back anytime soon. What happened may only happen once. The person you are inquiring about is a rare find. But this is the thing that you are inquiring about is a rare find. So when you see it, take action with it. It might not look what you think it should be, but take action with it, because that's a seed. A seed does not look like the tree. You have to take action. You have to water it. Spirit is water. You have to water it with your energy. As I said before, the energy is required before any action. So the spirit, that's why spirit is so necessary. And handling your own spirit is so necessary, because you won't get nowhere, because you have no energy too. People who are taken from your spirit know this. They are the parasites. They are the vampires. They are those negatives within the dark. Not the positive, your ancestors, right? The negatives within the dark that are taken from you. Your shadow is not a negative. That's the other side of you. It's the dark side of you. And you want to call yourself negative? Never call your shadow negative again. It is potential. It knows everything that you've been through, because it's been sitting in the background looking. Imagine you have been in the background in the second perspective, right? Because that's the 2D realm, right? 2 dimensions of the hue of light and dark. 2D, right? Thank you, whoever taught me that, and I wish I knew your name. But it's negatives and positives in both places, so it's so important to understand that. Alright, so that was what? For win is the comic. The win is don't let your past hold you back. So it's time to take action, believe in the impossible, and don't let your past hold you back. This is the South Node. Let's get this first, actually. A relationship is karmic and has played out across so many lifetimes. Your attraction to someone may be verging on the obsessive. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Now, remember that attraction that I mentioned before? Just because you are trying to attract this thing doesn't mean that it needs to be in your home, your life. Because that attraction is an open door. It's letting whatever you think that is supposed to be within you freely access you, because you are attracting it. And the archetypes that came up was the comic and the pilgrim. You understand what pilgrims do. Pilgrims are looking for a new home. Pilgrims are basically nomads and hermits all over the place. A group of hermits, right? Just sitting there. Well, it's a lot of different ways you can interpret a pilgrim, because it's very spiritual. At the same time, they go on these journeys to find themselves. But it's also about the lack when you go find these yourself. You don't need anything. The things that you thinking that you want. And, okay, like I said, your want is not a need. Well, I say your attraction is not necessity, right? So what you want doesn't necessarily help you build the thing that you want. I know I said that correctly, because that's the way the mind plays. That's the way the mind operates. But yeah, the next energy up is where. And this is you are good enough, the full moon in Virgo. And the archetype card that came up was the poet. So let's see. Worrying too much will attract more things to worry about. Have you been overly critical? An apology may be in order. Stop second guessing yourself. Raise your karma by doing something good for someone else. Do you understand that? It said raise your karma. We always look at karma as a bad thing. So raising your karma, that means the hue of the dark in the first place. The negative and positives of karma. I'm going to have good karma, bad karma, right? So there's differences. I really want to express that. Don't be afraid of the dark. You're literally pushing yourself from your true identity. And the dark is not physical. The dark is literally just everything you don't know about yourself. Don't be afraid to learn it. Alright. So the next energy, it said you are good enough, and this is the poet. Poets, it's written already, but it's also the person who writes it. So there's a story that you're telling yourself, and it's almost like you're courting your spirit into believing it. You can trust me now kind of energy with your spirit. So yeah, I don't know why that was important. Trust is very important when it comes to spiritual energy, because that's a currency. And are you going to compound it or siphon it? Is a very... Time makes that spiritual energy. So you know how like in all games, there's mana, right? You use your mana, and after a certain amount of time, right, that blue bar comes right back up. But it requires a certain amount of time and rest. So you can understand that. So the next energy, the last energy, is why. And it's a time for healing, the balsamic moon. Let's get it. It's time to let go of the past. You are about to turn the corner. You need more time to heal. Think about how the situation would look if everyone were healed. Right. In a perfect scenario, everything is working perfectly. But perfect scenarios that you've created in your head also give you an advantage to see what's imperfect. There's no such thing as perfection. Perfection is just a point to head towards. You will never reach it. And it would never be here, because God is perfection. God cannot live in this realm because it would double on itself. And that's mathematically. I forgot why I came to that conclusion, but it's mathematical. It's like a -1 can't be in the place of +1, because it would cancel and make everything 0. So do with that what you will. I am a nerd. It's okay. But the archetypes that came up was the mountain and the river. So mountains are about high points, so you can think about tower moments, and the river is about flows. Now, when the river first, when the earth moves, right? Rivers are just formed again. It's like it's starting in a new route. That route has to be flushed out, and it's going to be dirty. So the river, its importance, that's why. Things had to be flushed out first. Because why would you want to build up your whole new foundation on top of trash? You need to clear that out first and get a good foundation. Because it's very important. You understand foundations. But that's why. That's the reason why the foundation was very important. Funny enough, I'm a Cancer sign, and we are the house of the home, which is going to be the reading that I do. It's going to be a 13 house reading. So Ophiuchus, whichever way you pronounce it, you're there too, and I figured out a lot about you. So yeah. So that was the first part of the reading, and I hope you liked it. The second part, we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what's going on within the mind through all the perspectives of the houses. So this is going to be a 13 house read for everybody. But it doesn't matter what your sign is. We are everything. It's just aspects of what you can use at the time. I can be a Sagittarius as much as I can be a Capricorn and a Cancer at the same time. It's just energy I call on to at that point. So if I see you, thank you. If not, thank you. I'm KyFy.